What is up, everybody? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be reviewing Invincible Season 3, Episode 6, titled All I Can Say Is I'm Sorry. And guys, this episode was amazing. One of the best of the season thus far. Remember, I keep telling you guys, I have not ever read the graphic novels. I haven't read the comics. So every week is a surprise for me. And this episode by far was one of the best this season, featuring Aaron Paul as Scott Duvall, aka Powerplex. This episode was mainly about him and his grievances with Invincible and the incident in Chicago. And guys, we have to remember, in universe, this incident didn't happen that long ago. It's been about, I want to say, probably a year or a couple months at that. Yes, the seasons have been stretched apart over years, but in universe, it has not been that long. So yeah, before we jump into all of that, if you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe. If you are returning, again, like, share, and if you're not subscribed already, subscribe. You're missing out on a ton of nerdy content. Why do I keep stuttering? Guys, if I sound weird, it's because I'm trying to, well, my body's trying to come down with a cold. I personally, I don't want a cold, and I'm doing everything I can to fight this little bug off. So if I sound weird, please excuse me. I feel stuffed up. I feel it in my head, but I want to get this video out to you guys. So that's what I'm here doing. So let's get the side parts of the episode out the way. One, the stuff with Rex and the stuff with Ray. Ray wants out. She wants to leave. I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but Rex's whole, like, his speech about Rexplode is all he has, because when his parents basically sold him to the GDA, when he sold him, he became Rexplode. That's all he has. That's all he knows. And I told you guys last week, I saw a bit of romance blossoming. I'm sure this was not in the comics, because from what I understand, shrinking Ray is a gender swap. So yeah, I'm sure that wasn't there, but I've really enjoyed Rex's story arc, especially since his incident last season with almost dying and all of that. I really enjoyed that story arc, so I'm glad to see where this is going. Maybe Ray decides to stay. You can see that romance blossoming between the two. They even share a kiss, so I'm really happy to see where they go with that. Rudy did something amazing for Monster Girl, created a belt that would stop her from aging, because he figured out the technical know-how of what her curse actually does. And Rudy, robot, whatever you want to call him, the man is a genius. He figured it out, and she's very, very grateful for that. Like, she's brought to tears. And he, like, you know him, he's still trying to figure out, like, all the human emotions and all of that stuff. So he said he wasn't doing it to try to fix her. He was just doing it as a gift. He wanted to help her, and that's what he did. So my hats off to you, man. Like, you did your thing with that. Like, that is really dope. It amazes me that, like, the people that Cecil has couldn't figure this out a long time ago. So shout out to you, robot. Shout out to you. So other than that, like, we have Paul feeling kind of weird and out of place, because he basically put his foot in his mouth trying to impress the boys. Like, I wouldn't even say put his foot in his mouth. He was just trying to impress the boys, and it came out funny. But I mean, the kids get it. Also, seeing Oliver just be a kid and want to be around his mom and, you know, snooping on them, it was fun to see those moments, those brotherly moments between Mark and between Oliver up there flying and trying to hide while Paul and his mom are kissing and stuff. I found that very, very funny. Now let's jump into the meat and potatoes of the episode. The meat and potatoes is the fact that Scott, his sister, and his niece were killed in the battle between Omni-Man and Invincible. Now, Scott does work at the Pentagon. He does work at the GDA, and he's trying to figure out why they aren't trying to bring a case for Invincible, even though everybody seems to know that Invincible was trying to stop his dad, and that was just collateral damage. And, you know, everybody feels horrible about that. Scott, no, he's not trying to hear that. He's so far gone in his thinking. He blames Invincible. He wants justice. He wants real justice, and he's going to do that by any means necessary. Now we can see that he can harness some type of electricity, some type of power, but he can't, you know, he can't really make it pop like he wants it to. So the GDA, they have these, you know, basically these cylinders that basically he can absorb all that power and expel it. He gets powered up. He gets more strength by getting hit. Like, basically, the more kinetic energy he takes, he can expel it and use it to power himself even more. So his wife is in on it, and the design of his wife is supposed to, I don't know if this was on purpose or if it's just a coincidence, but his wife looks like design Kristen Ritter has They played husband and wife in another show, so that was really cool to see. So his wife just is as nuts as he is. They're the same amount of crazy. They lost loved ones. I get it. I get it, but it's better ways to go about things. So he powers himself up. Like she even hits him in the face with a hammer just to get him more power. So he goes out a few times, try to get Invincible's attention. It does not work. He ends up fighting Shapeshifter, and dude's an idiot, but he's giving him a little go. But of course, Powerplex overpowers him. And that was hilarious. Like he even morphs into Invincible because that's all he wants. And even speaking of that, when they go out for William's birthday, William, first of all, he's amazing at bowling. And Mark's like, Invincible's entitled to take a day off. Amber comes. Amber has a new boyfriend, and him and Mark, they bond over Seance Dog, which was really weird, but it's cool to see Amber, Eve, and Mark not being weird over the whole couple situation of it all. It's good seeing that. Some shows would draw out that drama. I don't know if they're going to go back to the drama part, but I'm glad that they're not doing it right now. If you get what I'm saying, So the next time he decides to go out is to the memorial ceremony, and this time Mark and his family are there. We get a whole funny montage with Mark literally flying the car overhead with Paul and his mom in there. They make Oliver get in there as well so his makeup won't fly off or whatever, and he's like, he doesn't want to, but Paul said it will make him feel a whole lot better. So yes, he complies. So they get in the car, they get there, they see all the names, and it's a lot of names. The city is still basically like in ruins, but Powerplex shows up. They run away. Eve says, let me handle it. Eve is giving him some go, but she figures out what he's all about. But then the Guardians of the Globe show up. They apprehend him. Everything is all hunky-dory. They think it's all hunky-dory. Why am I saying hunky-dory? What am I, 50? They think it's all good. And turns out it's not. Because Scott. Why am I calling Paul? Scott is in the car. Like, he's in the police transport van, and he's shaking up against the wall. He's building up that kinetic energy by just like slamming himself. He bursts out the convoy, and he goes back home. Everybody knows who he is. All Mark wants to do is just talk to him and apologize because he knows what his issue is. He just wants to talk to him, try to reason with him, yada yada yada. But I knew halfway through that you cannot what reason. Why can't I figure out what I want to say? You cannot reason with somebody like that. Like at all. You cannot reason with somebody like that. Honestly, the aftermath of all of this, him faking a kidnapping of his wife and his son, and the way it turns out, like the way he grabs Invincible's head in that whole fight, the wife being that nuts to just spit in Invincible's face. This whole ending scene was just tragic. I was not expecting that. As somebody with kids, that shook me and my wife to our core, because he was just trying to kill Invincible and ended up expelling so much energy that he fried his entire family alive. This has to be one of the most shocking episodes this season, if I do say so myself. All Mark wanted to do was help. So to get him back in the GDA custody, and even then, he still doesn't want anything to do with Mark. Like, he doesn't want to hear anything he has to say. So then after all of that shocking stuff, we get kind of like a post-credit scene. The Council of Invincibles? Are we about to? I've heard about this, the War of the Invincibles. I think that's what it's called. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, but I think that's what it's called. Is that what we're getting? Because that looks freaking amazing. And is this a different Langstrom, or is this the same Langstrom? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm really excited for these next 2 episodes. We only have 2 more episodes in this season, and this season is done. Man, this is going by so fast, but man, this is a 10 out of 10 for me. This episode was amazing. Also, can we talk about the use of the Invincible title card in this episode? It was freaking hilarious when Powerplex was going on his montage, and every time he said Invincible, title card flash. I loved that. Like, I was cackling, like I was bent over laughing. That was so funny. It was such a creative use of it. But like I said, guys, if you are new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this episode, and let me know about my questions, because I have several questions. I'm a huge fan of the show, and I kind of want to read the books now, but I don't want to read ahead and spoil myself. What do you guys think I should do? Let me know down below in the comment section, and I will catch you all next time.